What up, Corner Crew? Welcome back to the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast. As always, I am your host, Brad Baily. Want to give a shout out to y'all, man, for tuning in, keeping up with us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on all the social media platforms out there. Definitely hit up that Twitch channel. Anthony Gonzalez, aka Gonzo, has been doing a hell of a job building that up. And if you're into fighting games, especially, hit that shit up, bro. But without further ado, I want to bring on our guest for this evening, Massachusetts-based rapper, Oblivious.
What up, what up?
What up, bro? What's going on, homie?
Hey, shit, man. Hey, am I supposed to censor myself or what?
What happened, big?
Am I censoring myself or what?
Nah, this is totally uncensored. Say what you feel.
Word up.
You don't do
Nah.
that. You don't do that at the Hip Hop Happy Hour. There's no censorship across the board.
My man. I don't do that shit neither.
Nah, for real.
Let's go with you.
The way I like to start this off is saying what up to my guests. Appreciate you for coming on, taking the time. And for those out there that don't know who you are, tell us who you are and what you're about, bro.
Peace. Like you said, social Boston, Quincy, Mass raised. I've been doing this since I'm dating myself. I've been doing this for a couple decades now. Yeah, man. Peace, love, unity, having fun, social justice and shit. You know what I mean? I got my fist up. Dropped my first project, Actual Issues, in like 2010, and fell off. Had some hot shit. You know what I mean? Life happens and this and that, but I try to stay as consistent as possible. Do what I can when I can. But yeah, been a part of it. The culture itself, fell in love with it at an early age, and developed into not something I do, something I am. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Oblivious hip hop at everything. Just dropped a project called Digital Dystopia recently, produced by Knuckle Draggers, and got some other projects coming out this year.
Oh yeah, you're always busy, man. I see you. Everybody sees you on all the social medias. So always staying busy.
Trying.
It's like a lot of the Boston dudes, Worcester dudes, all the Massachusetts cats are constantly busy.
Yeah, man. Well, we gotta work, that we just slept on. You know what I mean? Ain't no other area that is this consistent, this like chock full of talent, from the production aspect to engineering to the visual and graphic arts to, the floor lords, b-boy crews, all over the place. You got ST, the squad, up in Merrimack, you know what I mean? You got ESP and Ganosha and all them cats, you know what I mean, out in West MS. And, I represent the social, you know what I mean? So, but we all pretty tight knit out here because, it's like don't no one else give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. You got to support your local scene too. That's one thing that we try to promote, especially in the Culture Corner, is not only worldwide, but look at your neighbors. Because we all need that little push from the people around us, and not even if they're your friends or not. They don't even have to be your friends. But
I mean, bro, we've probably we absolutely linked to a mutual, you know what I mean, artist and friend. You know what I mean. Shout out Jay Lane, speak. You know what I mean. But like, that it has to be a natural environment to cultivate connection and community because that's what hip hop it's not what it's about, but it's a fundamental facet of the foundation for sure.
For real. And we're coming up on that 50th birthday, and that means a lot to a lot of people. You know what I mean? August 11th is coming quick, and
they just did they just had an event over at Roxbury Community College. They had a panel, Cat D1, Red Shades, Rex, Ed OG, a couple other cats, you know what I mean? Dot Adams was there and shit, just like our local staples, you know what I mean? I know Rex and, Edo, people get some notoriety and know Edo as being a legend. Rex been making his rounds for a while, but for us, these are our superheroes, you know what I'm saying? So I sat there, watched them talk, you know what I mean? It was Public Enemy anniversary, culminating with 50 years of hip hop and everything. So there was a panel, a lot of like D1, a young cat, Red Shades represent the LGBTQ, you know what I mean? Like you had a lot of diversity on the stage, and then they all rocked. You know what I mean? So it was, but it was real dope. It was at Roxbury Community College, and it was real intimate. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all the, I'm just, getting back on my feet. You know what I mean? Out and about and getting mobile again. So, but yeah, no, I look forward to being out, especially with the cultural rooted shit for sure.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! It's great that the culture has like embraced everyone at this point. It's not
It's,
it's
it's
not like
got
it was
to,
back in
man.
the day when like we were coming up and it was still kind of segregated, and you looked at down
Well, I mean, on
was
that topic, man, there's a lot of appropriation involved. You know what I mean? There's a fucking black culture. We don't like cats like the tippy toe around and shit. I do not. You know what I mean? I'm a guest. You know what I mean? I side more with Lord Jamal than I do Eminem on the topic. You know what I'm saying? That's not some white guilt or bullshit or anything like that. That's me acknowledging. That's me, paying homage. And I hope I always feel like that. I hope I never hold some pretentious, aspect of like, nah, this is my shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, it's not, man. This is made out of disparity and, you know what I mean, lack of opportunity and resources. And they made the most beautiful, impactful, culture on the face of fucking the planet in documented history, man. Like, come on. This shit's bigger than the Roman Empire, man. Like, you can't tell, you know what I mean, cat shit with the rats and roaches going around, you know what I mean? And, and like what I love now is that you're starting people getting educated on hip hop and not just like boom bap and like New York, but like the fact that there were other cultures, like other aspects of hip hop culture that didn't look anything like the Bronx and Brooklyn and the boroughs. You know what I mean? You had cats living this shit. You know what I mean? 2 Live Crew. You had fucking the West Coast was a whole different animal, man. Like very day and night. Detroit, like Shy, like down south in Houston. These are very, very different sounds. They Outkast don't sound like the Locks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have, you can't have it. You need Nate Dogg, bro. You need the Licks. You need Too Short. You know what I mean? Like we need all that. We need the Bun B's. We need the Scarfaces. We need the Ludacris and the Outkast and even nowadays, man, like, the babies and the little babies and the let these youngins do their thing. Eventually, if they stick with it, if they just not a flash in a pan and some industry puppet, they gonna end up making some shit that resonate with the culture because a lot of these cats, whether they know it or not, are from that cloth. And that cloth happens to be, unfortunately, poverty. You know what I mean? Like marginalized, disproportionate resources and distribution.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. And we talked about this on the podcast before. It's like there should be subgenres involved. We should have names for these subgenres. So
I mean, I think at this point, people should just be able to see it for what the fuck it is, man. You know what I mean? If you got a young with multicolored dreadlocks and he just doing his thing, wilding out, and it's just a vibe. He ain't really, you know what I mean? Like, but people rest. I'm 38 years old. I'm not on the block anymore. I'm not a savage. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a very different world. When I was 17 years old, man, I could listen to some really, atrocious shit that would make my grandmother wholeheartedly come across my grill. You know what I'm saying? But like, this is where we get disconnected, man. And like, shout out to STNAC, man, because I think, and not just like what he's doing, but I mean, like, his influence. Like a lot of us got caught up, I'm not good with time periods and shit. I smoked too much weed, but like there was a time where like the culture was confused. You know what I mean? You had a lot of white people being like, this is real hip hop. And like you still kind of do, but it's petered out. It's leveled out.
You have the gatekeepers.
Yeah, and then you had the younger kids being like, man, fuck you and your real hip hop you gatekeeper bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm doing what I want. You know what I mean? It don't sound like you. It's not supposed to. Right. You know what I mean? And then like, whenever you have like a trend, like look at, all right, so the underground, right? Not even like whatever, Griselda. How many motherfuckers coming out like trying to sound like Griselda? You know what I'm saying? Like it's part of it. But we saw that same shit down south with Little Flip and like that whole movement, man. You see it with the drill cats in Chicago. Bro, go out to London. Go out to London. They are not doing it. They are making drill shit.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like the culture is influencing it, but it's like what aspect? But if you don't get out and you're not that's the whole thing. It's like being outside, being a part of the community. You know what I mean? Being involved in the culture is how you get the diversity. It's how you get to, build with cats that don't look like you and sound different, speak a different language. They come from a different background. They bring a different spice, a different ingredient. Yo, I like Thai food. I like Moroccan food. You know what I mean? I like Lebanese food. Like, give me
Right, mix it up.
palate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it all. Bro, I don't listen to even the music I make. If that makes any sense, bro, I'm listening to like Amy Winehouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to a very diverse range of music. I listen to a lot of reggae. I like a lot of dance hall and shit. You wouldn't expect that from me. You know what I mean? But in my house, man, a lot of it is Marvin Gaye. Hall and Oates. Like that's what is.
I was talking about Hall and Oates the other day, where
I'm saying like soul. You know what I mean? Real like good. Like there'll be Lauren. Like playing. There'll be some. Every once in a while I get in my bag I want to listen to some new Griselda or some Benny or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, man, like I'm trying to ease my soul.
Right.
You know what I mean? My music that comes out a lot more aggressive. Because that's my art. That's my therapy. You know what I mean? That's bro. I took a brick to the grill 15 years ago. They reconstructed my face. I ain't had a day of speech therapy. You know what I mean? I love this shit. It did more for me than I could ever give back to it. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very grateful to be a part of hip hop in its 50th year, man, for sure.
Hell yeah, for real, man. It does help you grow. It helps you mature. It helps you evolve. It leaks into every facet of life across the world. It's the only genre of entertainment, not even music, entertainment, that can do something like that.
And it came from nothing.
From nothing, exactly.
But from a bunch of poverty-stricken, you know what I mean, melanated human beings. We'll put it like that. And we don't do subgenres. You know what I mean? Melanated human beings created hip hop. You know what I mean? Whereas their counterpart was the one with the boot on the neck. You know what I'm saying? So that's circling back. That's why I always I don't got a problem with that. I be calling cats out on it all the time. They be feeling a certain way. You know what I mean? Because they gringos in the culture and
the hip hop thing. Yeah, I feel you. Sometimes it depends on how you take it.
I judge everyone off character, man. If you're being a douchebag, you're being a douchebag. You know what I mean? If there's a learning, a situation to learn, you know what I mean, a moment to learn from, then for a moment to teach, rather. You know what I'm saying? I'll offer it, but I'll be choosing my battles nowadays, man. The internet's a strange place, bro.
We're getting too old to be fighting online with people for bullshit. For real.
Yeah, man, motherfuckers make this a full-time gig.
Oh, I swear. It's like I got no time for that. Like everyone that's watching probably sees my shit. I'm just trying to enlighten people, give out some positive energy. Fucking
say it, man. You know what I mean? Like the world's dark, man. Why?
Darker, for real.
I'm trying to shine the light that I naturally got. We all got it. You know what I mean? Like, it's whether or not we choose to acknowledge it and tap into it and utilize it for ourselves or to shed that shit around, man. Because too many shadows, too many nefarious, evil motherfuckers out here scared they scared of the light. You know what I mean? They don't like the truth. They don't like when the lumens get cranked up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And plus, they're comfortable in their little bubble, their little life. And I feel why. I understand why. A lot of them that humans want to feel comfortable in any situation. But
we've been inundated with creature comforts, bro. That's like the MO of this country. You know what I mean? Like literally, it's like the freedom to be as comfortable as you possibly can, to the point of unproductivity, unhealthy, it's just a spectrum. You know what I mean? Like anything in moderation, you know what I mean, is okay, I guess. You know what I mean? But OD on anything, bro.
For real. But let's get into some of your work and what you've done and who you've worked with and shows that you've done. I got a couple questions I like to ask my guests, and the first one is, what's the best show you've ever done?
Wow.
That's a tough one, huh?
Yeah, man. I've been very, very fortunate, very, very blessed to be a part of even just like opening act, to certain things. But I guess I'd have to say in like 2008, 2009 or something. It was like the combination. I was part of this group, the Gutterheads, and we got an award from Mascan and High Times for like smoking music of the year or some shit. And we performed at the Middle East. We headlined the award ceremony, got an award from Duke Bobby Black from High Times. And then the next day was a Hemp Fest, and we at the 420 slot the next day. And we started like a fucking 10,000 person mosh pit. It was fucking pretty incredible.
That's dope. Yeah, it's a good memory to have. Definitely a good memory.
Yeah.
Now, segue in from that, what's the worst show you've ever done?
Oh, been a part of or bear witness to?
Not even your performance, just worst show you've been involved with.
I don't remember what his name was. Aztec and Casper from Hybrid Thoughts were performing. I think Yuki and Saucy were rocking with them. They had the full on, and they actually saved the show. I forget who the headliner was, but I for the life, I've never seen anybody get booed off stage.
Damn.
And not even that, I never seen anybody endure the shit. You know what I mean? Like, this dude endured like the whole, like, a fairly packed crowd of the Middle East downstairs being like, bro, give it up. Right. For like 15 minutes. And like, it was unbearable. It was unbearable. It was cringe. But like, yeah, I think off the top, I think that like, I'll never forget that. I never seen anything like that before in my life. It was just like little white kid, and like, he just like no rhythm. He was saying a bunch of like, left field shit in between his like, right, if you want to call them songs or whatever. But yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. I think it was a lead show and shit.
Damn, did he take the hint, or was he trying to save it?
Nah, I mean, yeah, he probably sold tickets to get on. He was just, I'll become a lead. People give lead shit, and I used to be the top dog of it. But like the whole pay to play, that became like just part of the formula for industry. But it also got to the point where, it filtered out that. Right. Or at least if, they did pay and get on that, like, I mean, it's either hit the drawing board if you ain't blind, or maybe, don't quit your day job type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's obviously not a passion. It's not a crafts thing for you. You know what I mean? Like, you obviously are fairly ignorant of the culture. You know what I mean? It's like, it gave that segue to, everybody should try, but like, motherfuckers should be hitting open mics, and you know what I mean, for that shit. But like, I don't know, there's no rules to this shit, man. The whole, a huge aspect of the culture, because of where it comes from, is to fucking get paid. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? I've always felt a certain way about it, circling back to, the topic of appropriation and shit like that. But, I feel like I've paid my dues, earned my stripes, or whatever, you know what I mean, you want to call it. But at the end of the day, like, there's no question. There's money in this shit, and money that can't be, really ascertained outside of, the entertainment music industry. Like, you have the capability of branding and like the network. It's the largest culture in the entire world. You know what I mean? So if you're a part of it, and like a real part of it, you're tapped in regardless. So.
Right. And branding is a huge aspect of it now too. Branding is a massive, trying to get paid through every single social.
Thank you, Edward Bernays, man, in the land of propaganda. You know what I mean? PR is fucking everything. You know what I mean? We call it public relations now, but that dude that invented it calls it propaganda. What the fuck it is? Right. Well, not invented it, but blueprint for America.
A lot of artists don't really even know how to market themselves. And that's rough, man. It's rough seeing these guys out there that are super talented that are just hitting the wall. Because they don't
get it twisted. We are a minute, percentage, but there are those of us that just don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? I literally don't give a fuck about the industry. You know what I'm saying? In that capacity, you know what I'm saying? The culture like we just discussed, is everything to me.
Right.
The industry is nothing. The industry means nothing to me, man. You know what I mean? And when I abandoned it entirely, you know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean? When I started making the music for myself that I wanted to make, and, you know, it's taken me across the world. I've built with, you know, some of the biggest artists in the culture. You know, I won't say it's not Drake, you know what I mean? But like the biggest artists in the culture, you know what I mean? You know, in my vicinity, you know what I mean? Like I'm not out here, you know, dropping racks on verses and shit like that. That's not how I'm
Yeah, that makes
trying to.
no sense. I've seen some local guys.
If you got it, all right, if you got a plan and if you got it laid out strategic, man, you know what I'm saying? But like if you ain't got even a verse written, you know what I mean, and you just don't, and like you just think it's fun and you just dumping your paychecks on it, bro, you're gonna get nowhere. You're gonna get frustrated. This isn't it. But like if you've been doing this forever and you really like this is what you want to do, like a plan, bro. A plan and execute it, like set a budget, you know what I mean? Be like, all right, 10 grand is going to get me this, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to be able to get myself here to do this. I'm going to put myself in the position of get on these platforms, like you know what I mean? But like it's got to be realistic. It's a business. It's not just, you know, not even the cats that look like they, you know, popped overnight. You know, STNAC right now, you know what I mean, is getting enormous love, you know what I mean, because of West Side Gun and shit like that. And he's actually STNAC has literally been one of the dopest MCs I've ever personally met and like known for 15 years. You know what I mean? And not even that. He's an even iller human. I probably have like 3 or 4 songs with Knack, you know what I mean? But like that's my dude. You know what I mean? Like I build on the science of life with dude. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather pick his brain. That dude is an aberration. You know what I mean? Like, and but that's the thing, man. Like, it depends on what you like want. Like if you're making this music for something, it's what you want. If it's just money, well, like how do you make money? Well, business acumen, bro. Like get your money right. Make sure your books are right. Like you know what I mean? Get your you know what I mean? If it's respect, like get your craftsmanship to the fucking top tier, bro. Like however you got a freestyle clinic, the fucking ciphers, open mics, like you better fucking be rhyming your ass off if you want to take that crown. You know what I mean? But like I said, it depends on what you want out of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? The culture is abundant, man, and it gives, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? But you need to know what you want out of it, and you know, once you get that, you get a plan, break it down, set that shit in the go, man. You know what I mean? Execute.
And people miss out on a lot of opportunities because they don't see them in front of their face.
Of course.
It's wild sometimes to me how people
too busy looking elsewhere, man.
Right, and looking at the wrong things. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's not this. It can't be a party 24/7.
What is that? Bruce Lee. Don't focus on the finger, or you'll miss all the heavenly glory.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like fucking, you gotta be aware. You gotta be present. You know what I mean? You gotta be there. You know, if you go to an event, be present at the event, man. You know what I mean? Like fucking talk to people and shit. You know.
The worst that we threw a lot of events when I was with Hip Hop Lifers last year. We did 6 in a year. And one of the worst things that I can see as a promoter, and because I'm there for the artists, you know what I mean? The pay to play shit, we didn't do that.
No, of course.
Never ask anyone to pay to play. You're gonna get paid something, depending on the gate, depending on how the show goes. We'll work it out, but you're not gonna pay me. But the one shitty thing I see about some artists is they'll show up for their set and then dip right afterwards.
And not even that, like they're rhyming over their vocals or they're
in the face, man. The leaving right after the set really gets to me because it's like these are your peers, bro. These are the dudes that you're.
I think you guys threw one out in Opus, I think.
Yeah, we did.
With ESP and Ghost was there and shit like that. I popped out to that one.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was all right. It was like a towny vibe and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think you guys have Relentless and shit there. Headline or something like that. Yeah.
That was a last minute headline switch because I got cold. Yeah,
I mean, you guys pull one out the hat. That's one of the best, stage performers, in the state, hands down. But But yeah, no, I mean it was dope. I think I might have even popped out to another one. I think you guys did one at what's that? Sammy's
Yeah,
patio.
yeah,
Yeah. I think I popped out to the other one there too. Yeah, it's all right, man. Yo, it's hard,
it is.
and especially like even now, like post COVID, man. Like before, it was pulling teeth for to get local events. You know what I mean? Choreographed to the point where it would bring a draw. Because like when you just that's I used to when I used to throw shows, I used to take a page out of my man Brand's book, and he's a graffiti artist and shit like that. And he never focused it around the music. He always made sure that there were dope performances and dope DJs and shit, but it was like you know, fun shit, like innovative, beanbag tournaments with like prizes, you know what I mean? And like live graffiti painting, you know what I'm saying? Like he make it so you didn't just have to stand there in front of the stage with your hands in your pocket if you were the anxious stoner type and didn't know what to do with yourself, and like you could walk around and like get a drink, or maybe there'd be food over here, or like someone had little trinkets for like merch. So, you know, it's really trying to make it organic that I think a lot of people miss. You know what I mean? And because and there is, it's effort, it's money, it's work, it's fucking resources. You know what I mean? So you want to get your money back. You know what I mean? And like sitting down and planning all that out, and so many moving parts. It gets, bro. I used to watch Justice Born implode. I don't know how that kid used to fucking keep it together, bro. But like fucking this, like that. Word. Shout out to hip hop in Massachusetts. Justice fucking Born. Rex Sharp, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because, like, a lot of people, like, it's what have you done for me lately bullshit.
It is. It is.
You know what I mean? And I'll never, ever forget what it felt like to be in those ciphers, at cultures outside the red line, or you know what I mean, like when they actually started doing that was the park cipher and shit like that, you know what I mean, and then they started doing the actual subway cipher, and like I watched it all grow, man, and like through all the trials and tribulations and the blackballing and the what I mean, the bullshit, and the artist doing exactly what you're talking about, you know what I mean, but like he was in a lot of those aspects, like, nah, man, like you didn't fuck with that shit at Rec Shop. Like if you showed up and like did your shit and then bounced,
Oh, you
nah,
yeah,
nah, that was a community endeavor, bro, and that just means you just locked the door on the way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I actually miss Justice, man. He's doing his thing right now, and he's very I think he's happier than he was when he was, going crazy and that. But those highs and lows, they mirror each other. You know what I mean? We, like you said, we all looking for comfort in that kind of equilibrium balance. But those extremes are like the rock bottom to the
oh,
top of the mountain peak. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah.
like this dude was doing these daily. And I'm like, yo, bro, you're gonna break yourself. But like, yo, he carried that shit for years, family. Like fucking yo, shout out to Justin Form, my brother.
Salute, salute. Yeah, it's a stressful situation trying to be a promoter. Like our last show was on Halloween, and that one kind of broke me for a minute, and so then I broke off on my own, created the Culture Corner, but now I'm working on a little something for the 50th birthday.
But
I want to do a little something.
it's almost better to step back sometimes and really
Was
give yourself the time you need to make it, right. Doing the local open mic, or like like bi-monthly shows type of thing, like that type of circuit. Yo, salute to the people that stay with them, the Mark Merrins and shit like that, because like it's tiring, and it comes in waves. You know what I mean? Like it'll get popping, like Bridgeside, super fucking. Like I watch that shit. I'm hoping that they keep that ride. You know what I mean? They keep innovating and like jumping into other venues. You know what I mean? And collaborating to keep that energy alive, because it's just like it's the I think the term the grind comes from that shit.
it has to. It has to.
You know what I mean?
Shout
Like
out to Kenny Mercer from Full Blast Booking too, because homie does it the right way too.
word up.
It's for a good cause, and he's always getting these dope ass headlines. up there. It's like I don't know how he does it, but he goes hard with that shit. So shout out to Cam.
Yo, shout out to anybody that's been like that started this, anything for the culture, for their community, grassroots, and held on to see it through. They had a vision, and they stuck it through to execute it, man. Because anything in life that is, with the amount of distraction and stimulus inundation with the world right now, anybody that sets himself a goal and sees it through, and especially for the culture, man, that shit is incredible.
Hell yeah! Shout out to everybody. But moving on to our next little segment that we got here, I ask all my guests this:
What you got?
what's your issue? Now, this could be a small little pet peeve of yours that just bugs you, or it could be one of your issues that you'll stand behind 100%. So, Oblivious, what's your issue, man?
The inability to see what we have done as Americans, knowingly or unknowingly, to the rest of the developing world. Whether that, go back to colonialism, transatlantic, or, what we see with the CIA and, all of the North, the fucking, the Iran Contras, the coups, you know what I mean? Like all of that shit, you know what I mean? Word to my fucking debut album, I have actual issues. You know what I'm saying? Like I have actual issues with the fact that, it's either, a socialist approach to kumbaya, or it's like this borderline fascist, nationalistic, embrace of all the fuck shit. You know what I mean? But there's no nuance. It's either you're a fucking Republican or you're a Democrat. And it's like, yo, what are we doing here, people? You know what I mean? Like, that's not how brains work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm liberal in almost every aspect of my life, except my home life. You know what I mean? I've had health issues and shit. Don't nobody want to see me going live, sitting on a toilet, bro. I battled ulcerative colitis for 6 years, dude. Don't nobody want to see that. And I want some time to, whatever. That's conservative. That's a conservative principle. Privacy, locks on my doors. You know what I mean? The will to have like my ownership of things. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm a conservative in that. I'm a very outspoken liberal and almost anti-establishment, far extreme leftist in almost 80% of my life. You know what I mean? Like, but I also transfer the energy, bro. I have a 600 square garden, and I'm developing a forest farm in the back lot, the dilapidated aspect of the end of my property.
So,
you know what I'm saying? So like like I said, choose your battles. But as far as that, it's our inability as a society to take accountability. That is my number one issue.
Hell yeah, I feel that. Trust me, I feel that 100% because, like you said, you can be both. You can be a liberal, you can be a conservative. Just be a good person.
That's it. Don't be a cunt, man. That's like my motto.
Right.
Like,
it comes down to is it just being a piece of shit.
I got a tattoo on my neck. My teeth look like I smoke rock and chew on gravel because I took a brick to the grill. People don't know that shit, but like, I wear a flat brim hat. My pants probably sagging. You know what I mean? I probably, fit the stereotypical whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be the first person, bro, you know what I mean, to walk Granny across the street. You know what I mean? I love dogs. I love, children important. You know what I'm saying? Like, love is my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the way we have, divorced ourselves from seeing the nuance and the fact that, like, not every black kid from the hood is thugging. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not like, and it's, it's not every white boy is a closed-minded Confederate flag wearing fucking mental midget. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there comes with a nuance, and that I feel more than ever. You know what I mean? Because like our focal point on the political spectrum right now. being so polarized
Right.
that the nuance is what we need to embrace. You know what I'm saying? We can't just like walk into like every interaction with other human beings anticipating, and assuming judgment off whatever. You know what I mean? Some of my favorite people, bro, like my sister gay, like some of my favorite people got, pink fucking hair. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Good
don't.
person. Just be a good person.
That's it. That's it. Don't push your shit on me. I ain't trying to push nothing on you except for try to be a better person, man. That's it. Reach your potential. I don't know. I see it, but I don't know what it is. I don't think you do either. Go find that shit. And that's it. I'm doing the same thing every day. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do no harm. I'm trying to do my best to leave this place or my surrounding area, that my imprint, better than it was when I got here. You know what I'm saying? And like, no, I'm not saying that's the right way or otherwise. It's the way I found how to not be a dick.
Right.
You know
That
what I'm
takes time.
saying?
That really does take time for, because
Oh, it's a horrid cunt.
oh yeah,
I was
especially where we come from too. It's
super. I was an incorrigible, degenerate delinquent, bro. You know what I mean? Like, no morals, no nothing. And I was raised by a single mother and a nana, but like good morally like centered women. You know what I mean? But like, nah. Daddy issues. Fucking, I'm mad. We're poor. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm mad at everyone. Like, it takes a long time to, attempt to even acknowledge, not even to start healing trauma, but to acknowledge that there was ever any there in the first place.
it
You know what I
does.
mean?
You gotta know first who you are.
Bro,
Really,
we're all fucked up.
that takes a minute to learn out who you actually are. And once you embrace that, you're gonna be all right. That's the way.
Well, like, all right, look at it this way. All right, I got a best friend of mine. We share the same birthday. We've been best friends since like fourth grade, right? You know what I mean? Take a shotgun to the grill for this kid without even blinking. You know what I'm saying? He'd be 16 years old, 15 years old. I'd be sitting in the room playing Xbox or whatever, and he'd walk in. I'd be like, "What up, faggot?" Give
Right.
him daps. You know what I mean? Not even break eye contact with the thing. You know what I mean? But like, we didn't even think, like, we're wired wrong, bro. Like, we're fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, that's not okay. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, that's very derogatory. But we didn't know that. You know what I mean? With like, and especially there's an aspect of hip hop where that like egocentric, demeaning, it's like knock you down and say it to show you that I'm up. Like, that's an aspect of that and what people don't understand is because it was competitive.
Right.
It was supposed to be. That's what battling, like, you were supposed to battle. It wasn't like you were battle MCs and you were recorded. Like, nah, motherfuckers battled on it. That was part of the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Really,
and
it was built on.
yeah, and I think it's just got like a little just chopped up, and it's just scrutinized. It's like anything else, man. You know what I mean? I ain't even trying to put a negative tone on any aspect of it. It's just been scrutinized. Everyone's got an opinion on it now because everyone's aware of it. It's fucking amazing.
Right. And it's the largest form of entertainment across the world. It's touched from here to Australia, Japan.
Name a larger culture, man. Name a larger culture, and another one that has, superseded like the big, you think like theological premise. Most people stick to their theological ideologies for the most part with their circle, their ciphers. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, that's not the case, bro. You got Christians, Jews, Muslims, fucking atheists, agnostics, like all in the same cipher kicking this shit. No one care. Everyone rocking off that energy. So like, that's what I mean. But like those theological, perspectives acted out, Judaism, you know what I mean? Like Hinduism, Christianity, like, these are large, like the largest cultures in the world. And like, they don't even hold a candle to what hip hop is able to do.
Right.
Hip hop is able to walk right past all them barriers, motherfuckers, go from Jerusalem to Mecca like it's nothing. And it's just like, whoa, you can't even do that in real life. You know what I mean? Like, but we can do it as hip hop artists, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's incredible. You can tap into any aspect of the worldwide culture, bro. I took a backpacking trip a couple years back, a couple years before COVID to Thailand. And I saw motherfuckers battle rapping and graffiti in the fucking mountains of Chiang Mai and the Golden Triangle in Myanmar, Burma, bro. Like, it's in the fucking mountains, bro. They got elephants walking down the street, but they got b-boys and they got graffiti artists and they got motherfuckers that want to battle each other and rap. And it was mind blowing, bro. On the other side of the world, 12 hours, that whole Gregorian fucking thing or whatever, but like 12 hours, the exact opposite side of the world, not live fucking kicking in the mountains. like I said, elephants walking down the street, dude, water buffalo walking down the street, motorbikes.
Right.
Like, yeah, nah, they break dancing and fucking, you know what I mean? Their pants are sagging and they fucking, you know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing, man. It really is.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it, man, being a part of it for so long, you know what I mean? And being so close. Like, I think a lot of us, like, even up here, tend to forget we're very, very close, man, to the culmination of it all. You know what I mean? Like, we're 5-hour drive, 3.5 with no traffic. You know what I mean? We sit in the Bronx, we in the borough. But you're talking about people that may never even have the opportunity to gain resources to get 12 hours on the other side, to get to the other side of the planet to expand. But somehow the culture is there, it reached there. The people practicing it, involved, can't get to where it came from, but it got there. You know what I mean? And it's alive and well in Japan and the Philippines and Vietnam and
Germany,
every fucking where, bro. Budapest, Switzerland, Morocco, you name it.
The only place is North Korea. That shit's probably not really heard out in the streets too much, but I'm sure there's kids on the low hiding there.
They got their own form of whatever it is.
Whatever it's
it's an indigenous, tribal, anti-oppressive, anti-assassin. They are in the eye of the storm, bro, of the totalitarian dictator fascist shit. You know what I mean? So now, whatever they come out with, I keep your ear to the grindstone. If North Koreans ever get free, man, because I guarantee they're gonna come up with some like unique shit we ain't never heard, because those are the unfortunate, you can't get a diamond without pressure. They make them in labs now, but that's why they sell them for an eighth of the price.
As soon as they get free, it's over. But we're gonna wrap it up here, my brother. It's been a great conversation with you. I
appreciate you for real. Thank you so much.
Conversation so far. Now it's shameless self-promotion time, man. Tell everybody where we can find you, what you got going on.
Shit, lots going on. Shout out my people, Knuckle Draggers, Cloak and Dagger. I just dropped the project Digital Dystopia. Working on, dropped that album a little before that, produced entirely by Crack Sizzler, called Sedimentary Rose. Got some people on it, got some work with some heavy hitters about to drop. I could say a couple, Napoleon Legend, got some shit with Nat coming, Paranorm. Whole some Lamel if we, reaching out, my EMS brethren, SETI Zoo, you know what I mean? So I try to tap into everything we got out here, man. You know what I mean? I love it. But Oblivious hip hop and everything, come fuck with me. You know what I mean? I don't really do shit, but I support the culture. I love y'all.
Hell yeah. All right, bro. Thank you again for coming on. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me, man. Enjoy yourself.
We're gonna do this again in the future for sure.
All right, man. Let me know. Say word.
And all of y'all out there, thank you for tuning in. We out.
Peace.
Peace.